Both sides of the labeling debate have taken off, each with its own reasoning and army of supporters. Those in favor of labeling genetically modified foods believe what they are purchasing is not natural and has been artificially tampered with.
Many farmers and farming companies do not want labeling laws to be enacted because genetically modified crops are used all the time. There is such a powerful negative stigma associated with them. Businesses could see a substantial drop.
I see no problem with labeling them. Of course, I'm always in favor of more information. Now, that might lead to some people who don't know any better saying, well, I'm going to avoid all genetically modified foods, and then, they end up inconveniencing themselves. But whatever, it happens. There are going to be some people who don't know the reality, and they'll say, I'm just going to avoid it, and they don't know it's actually not going to harm their health in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, fine. Label them all. I've got no problem with that whatsoever.
There is a clear scientific consensus that GMOs are perfectly fine.
Polls show 57% of Americans think GMOs are unsafe to eat. But consider this: 88% of scientists say GMOs are safe.
An organization consisting of 111 National Academies of Science and 29 scientific unions looked at 50 scientific reviews of genetically modified crops and concluded, quote, currently available genetically modified foods are safe to eat.
They have also said, quote, there is no evidence of any deleterious environmental effects having occurred from the trait-species combinations currently available.
Throw in bogus, Hollywood-inspired terms like Frankenfoods, killer tomatoes, and Terminator seeds, and you have the makings of one of the most groundless anti-science campaigns in the history of anti-science campaigns.
Whenever GMOs are brought up, a natural association forms with the industry Monsanto. Since Monsanto is assumed to be a bad company, people generalize the negativity with Monsanto and pair it with genetic modification.
Even though GMOs are good, Monsanto is not.
Monsanto has been exposed to be a horrible, cheating, conniving company, and they have been caught exploiting local independent farmers. For example, Monsanto will establish a plot of land right next to an independent farmer. Then the wind will blow some of Monsanto's modified seeds over to the farmer's land, so Monsanto will sue the farmer for stealing their intellectual property. Genetically modified crops can be produced not only at much higher yields than all natural crops, but also can be produced in conditions that otherwise would not be completely suitable for a particular crop.
One unforeseen contender in our world's agricultural development is Africa. They will play a key role in the future of food security. In the coming years, developed countries will run out of room and have to grow crops in other countries and import it. Africa contains lots of fertile land. Providing small farmers with hybrid seeds will help build Africa's economy as well as help combat world hunger. Some of the most common modifications include a longer shelf life, larger yields, and resistance to disease. GMOs will help provide food for an exploding population for years to come. One of the most important alterations is the addition of vitamins and minerals. Vitamin A deficiency is one of the biggest causes of death for children in third world countries. Golden rice has extra vitamin A to help combat disease in impoverished areas.
Selective breeding has occurred for millions of years. Without any selective breeding, this is how all of our fruits and vegetables would appear.
We have systematically genetically modified all the foods, the vegetables and animals that we have eaten ever since we cultivated them. It's called artificial selection. That's how we genetically modified them. So now we can do it in a lab, and all of a sudden you're going to complain?